Let's make a bloody fool of this twat.
Callum, are you ready to see something that's definitely not like real life and is instead a vision of a very dystopian UK that is controlled entirely by corporations? That is definitely not at all realistic.
That hits way too close to home. I was gonna go with, oh yeah, like I can tell by this art style that it doesn't look real, but if you're gonna go that bent with it, then fuck, I don't know.
Oh, if you want a game that's got some goddamn stylization in it, get ready for Sunday Gold.
This art is like somewhere in it's slightly more cartoony, but it is quite Disco Elysium, so it's...
Yeah, so I do have a save file that we'll jump into, but I'm just going to show the intro here just to get an idea of what's happening. So this is Sunday Gold. This is a game that I, honest to God, did not know existed. I think there was like a brief...
Me neither until you said it. Yeah.
There was a brief like glimpse of it at one of the conferences at E3 this year, like a trailer. Or
is this
like
the Red Dead Redemption fun?
Maybe, yeah, maybe.
It looks vaguely, sorry.
Yeah, but I didn't know anything about it. And then I kind of had it on my wish list, and I played a demo of it at Steam Next Fest, and I was like, oh, there's something here. This is cool. Or I heard about it. No, wait, there wasn't a demo. I think I maybe just heard about it. And I was like, there's something really cool here. And then I started playing it, and I was like, this is a weird fucking game, and it's pretty awesome, actually. So yeah, so this is giving you an insight into kind of the style of the thing. It's going for like heavy stylization along with graphic novel.
Yeah.
Crossed with like kind of vaguely mod style London-ish. Yeah, it's super cool. But yeah, so we just get some setup here, which leads quite nicely. And like I said, I've got a game that I will show that is, it skipped the prologue, which is like the super early tutorial stuff, but there's no story in there really. And I will get here.
It's vaguely like, I don't know why, because it's about, I'm guessing this is about like gangsters or something like that, but it's vaguely like spy themed as well. Like it's got that weird 60s music thing going on.
Yeah, there's, it's weird, like the phrase "this game is all over the place" sounds like a bad thing, but it's actually not. It's managed to blend a bunch of really interesting styles and game. I know, Big Wet, I know.
I'm sorry, who calls London the Big Wet? That's not a real thing, is it?
No.
That's not a real...
I've never heard it before.
I'm going to look this up while you...
Okay. Well, anyway, so that's kind of the setup here. And I will jump very quickly into my...
Okay, yeah, there is no like to London being called the Big Wet.
Did you just Google the phrase Big Wet?
No, I googled London Big Wet,
okay,
actually.
Good, excellent, good. Okay, so I've skipped the early tutorial stuff, and we're in kind of where the story kind of starts. So, what's up?
Sorry, I found a TripAdvisor article that is someone saying London rain ? Want to pack for wet weather, and I'm like, dude, it's fucking wet weather. What the fuck do you think you're packing? Like,
yeah, exactly. Going to London and you're not expecting wet weather? What the fuck? So, things to explain about this game. This game is essentially two genres stitched together into a pretty cool game. This is part of it, where this is very much like... This is
a hell of a thing already. Like, the UI doesn't match the style of the game. It's oh, that's weird.
And then you've got
okay.
and then the artwork and stuff. So like Frank's art and stuff.
I was gonna say Frank's art looks like the cover of a fucking Gorillaz album. Like it's weird.
There is some Gorillaz ass stylization in this game. That was one of the things I definitely picked up on. So half the game is a point and click adventure, right? So I have so I can go up to items. I have move to, examine to. The move to is it will kind of phase like it's a security camera, and then you will just go to the thing. You have
that's a good way to skip animation.
It's really nice. You've got verbs. You can like use the jukebox and do all this kind of stuff, and it's got things.
What's a video? Whoa,
so, sorry,
go back there.
I did actually do
you
this.
have to put on the song that's labeled as video games. I'm sorry, you need
to. Video games.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, it's just a song about video games.
It's a song about video games.
Are Burley Wood a real band? Let's find out.
Yeah, you Google that while I'm checking this. So you can move about. You've got various things. You can like fix stuff.
Don't talk to me.
Early Scots in a video game, always a good idea.
Sorry, Keith. I need to hear that guy talk again.
Okay.
How good's the accent?
Hell, it might even look better now.
Cut it out, Frank. For fuck's sake.
Okay, I actually do need to talk to him.
Shove off your bloody ass.
It's pretty
Yeah.
good. Yeah, it's alright. It's passable.
Put your next pint on my tab, and we'll be square, all right?
Reckon I will. Yeah. Pour me a glass of Hogan Excelsior. Go level. Courtesy of man. Cheers.
Yeah, it's a decent. Yeah,
That's decent
sure.
enough. Yeah.
I'd like a rich
So
Kenny Hogan.
in terms of setting, this is 2070 is what they say. London,
Sure.
and Hogan is like the big corp that kind of rules a bunch of London. Basically, is in control of a bunch of London, headed by this Kenny Hogan dude. Hey, you ever heard that phrase before?
Oh God. Oh.
Which is a good follow up to.
That's sad.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get into the story. So Sally is you saw in the intro.
Well, shit, look at you. Still in one piece.
I really like this art. I really like the way this looks as well.
It is incredibly gorillas. Like
Yeah.
it is
Uh-huh.
that. I don't know what it is about it, but it's just the straight on portrait thing is.
Yeah.
Haven't been able to pull anything top shelf in a while.
So basically, the setup, that job you saw was the last job they did together. Sally went off and got a real job. Yeah. Yeah, she works at the dog rescue shelter. Whereas this Frank's still working the circuit doing jobs for
The crime scene.
the crime scene.
Yeah.
They get into this very quickly where they're talking about dog fights, but like cybernetic dogs. Which, oh hey, here you go.
Live from Hogan Telecom
Like,
Stadium in
for a game that is,
the opening ceremony of
I think this game's like 17 quid or something like that. Like, there's some production value in here. You
Yeah, I was
don't
gonna say
normally
there's a lot
see,
going on. Yeah.
in a game
Have
of
these
this
people made
size.
games before?
Not that I can see. It's Team 17 published. The studio I couldn't find a lot of reference to. So I think this might be a first or second game. Definitely the first one I've heard of.
Become Studio. They're from Quebec.
Oh yeah, they're Canadian. Yes, there's like a Canadian media fund thing on the front of it as well.
It's nothing that hasn't been happening.
Makes me
Uh,
Don't even
what have they
say
made?
it.
Let's see.
So
Speaking of,
yeah, so Sally's basically come in and said, "Hey, I've got a job for you, but it's going to be an interesting job." And then you meet Gavin.
Okay, I don't know. They've not done anything that I recognise. So.
Yeah, fair enough.
This is your net runner? Question mark.
Yeah, this is your tech expert, sure.
Okay.
But he will give you.
what, we knocking over video game studio?
There's some stuff in there about how bad it is to make a video game, which I always appreciate in this stuff.
I mean, they did that in Disco Elysium as well.
This
so
also screamed Hotline Miami to me. I don't know, like,
Ex-employee.
so he's a Hogan Industries employee or ex Hogan Industries employee, and is like, hey, I've got access to a bunch of different info that's probably going to be worth a bunch. I can get you in and get you out, all that kind of stuff.
Sure.
So we're gonna go in and do that because he's got all the badges, he's got all the security, and it'll be fine, right? He goes into his own office, grabs all your stuff, and do all that. So I'm gonna skip through a bunch of this because we don't need it, and we're getting there.
Okay.
We sell 'em to
And then they sell them. Yeah, that's the plan. So it's a heist, right? So let's go do the thing. So there's. I'm trying to figure out when I get into this bit, but this is probably a good thing. So there's like XP and levels,
Okay.
and skills and skill points and stats, which all play into other things. The other half of this game, which we'll get to in a second, but I'll just show it quickly. Like, hey, everyone has a skill tree. There's a inventory system. There's straight up mission log, and then just like a database of here's everything you've been told so far. So let's go do the thing. I don't mean to examine them. That's not the thing. I actually missed what the objective was. I think we just go. I think we just leave. What was it? Oh, that was the res. You have to go order a drink for Gavin, and that's the end of the prologue. Yeah, so like this all makes sense, right? Point and click adventure, dialogue trees.
The Sunday Gold's the name of a dog.
Yes. Sunday Gold
Oh.
is Hogan's prize-winning dog that has won a bunch of the fights.
To all your adoring fans and supporters.
Sure. Remember this. You make your own luck in life. If you want to change the world,
Yeah.
you've got to do it your bloody self.
No, that's poignant. Okay.
Yeah, right.
Stop this city has
It's also weird that he looks like Jimmy Savile. Is that-
Yeah, there's a lot of real choices in here that you're like, are they
Yeah.
going for X? And it's kind of maybe, probably, I don't know. It really
Doing
threw
a
me
lot
with...
get comfortable.
They're doing a lot of hitting weird British shit for being from Quebec. That's
That
pretty
was
good.
my thought as well. Like, once I looked it up and I was like, oh, they're Canadian? Huh. Okay, sure.
Let's make a bloody fool of this twat.
Twat as
Twat.
well. Like
That's
that.
pretty good,
that
yeah.
you only get that if you've hired a British voice actor who knows the. You could go like, actually,
Well,
no, we just-
specifically English, right? Because
Yeah.
we would say twat. So it's
Exactly.
not, yeah.
like they've hired an actor
Twat
from
is
the
very
right.
London.
Also, music real good, real varied, real good as well.
I was gonna say the this sort of music is hit well. It's a bit Carpenter Brute, isn't it? Like
It's got that synthwave feel to it, but
Yeah.
once we get into the combat bit in a minute, like they go for like what if JRPG music was done in London? It's really good.
that's a good
Like,
idea. That's a cool idea.
Like it's got the feel to it.
I don't know
um,
why the music's also giving me. You remember that game Bear Stearns Bravo?
Oh,
remember that?
every other week I remember Bear Stearns
Yeah.
Bravo.
It's giving me that vibe. I don't know why.
Man, I wonder if that's still up. I feel like we need to record
Must
that
be.
for something, for
Must
posterity
be.
before it disappears.
And again.
Seriously?
Yeah, but I weren't really listening.
Also, I know I'm skipping through a bunch of dialogue here, but like all the voice performances so far, really fucking good. Like just real spot on.
Come on now, my son.
So then we've got this other bit. So again, the point and click stuff. I'm trying to skip as much of this tutorial as possible because the one thing I will say about this game that I don't particularly like, there's a lot of this as tutorialization, like big blocks of text, where
Oh yeah.
doing the prologue again for this video was like, oh, that's how that works. Okay, cool. And there's no way to get this back again as well, is the thing. But basically, there's this other mechanic as well, which is composure, which adds onto it as well, which is this thing here. And everyone has their own
Whoa.
composure. Everyone has their own composure meter, which kind of rises and falls depending on what happens. And you can see, like, so for here, when Sally hits 60% composure, her fear of blood makes her less proficient at treating injuries. So she's got a bunch of skills that do health regen. That decreases the less composure she has. Gavin, however, starts getting jumpy, 80%, so he's very jumpy, stuff like that. So we have to get into this elevator. So if I just quickly check, and it'll be like, hey, you can't. There's a security camera. So we need to go switch off the security camera.
Yeah, Gavin's approach makes a bit more sense than, firing guns.
It's fair. It's a fair sentence.
We need to find a security terminal.
Yep, gotcha.
Let's find this.
So let's go in here and find the security terminal. It's almost like I've played this bit before and I know exactly where it is. Move to. So the other thing you will notice is there's this AP stuff around here. So action points play into this part as well, where like, oh well, okay. I'll do this first.
That pup is a right fucking killing machine. Comes back stronger every year.
Hey, what are you doing here?
Cool. So then we turn into the second half of the game, which becomes a JRPG turn-based strategy, turn-based game,
Okay.
like this.
Oh, it's Persona. Okay.
It's got a real Persona vibe.
It
to
is.
it.
This is exactly Persona. Like
Yep.
this is Persona 5. This is
Yep.
what that looked like. Yeah.
So it's got turn order at the top. It's got the 3 commands. You've got your attack, which is your standard your weapon right now. You've got special skills, which cost AP. So here she's got health regen for people. Okay, just
Yeah.
this music, just for a second. See, like it's giving very
Yeah,
Final
sure.
Fantasy, but with guitars. It's cool. And again, you can see here like there's status effects that this will heal up, like bleeding and fracture and haste and stuff like that. Like it's all there. And then guard puts up a guard, but will also be the thing that regenerates your AP. So you get 7 AP, guard will regenerate 5 AP back, but skips your turn. Health, composure, AP. So let's just go start getting stuff. So blunt damage, 85% chance to hit. All of this
Wow,
kind of
they're
stuff.
really. Oh god. Ugh.
Yep.
I don't like that.
What don't you like?
The jerky animations are just not.
It can. I like it. I think it works for this stuff, especially when you see some of the special skill stuff. Also, here's a gun. Like, so the mechanic here that I think maybe doesn't come across as well. So, see, it's got these shields on them. So they've got a level of protection. Each enemy has a level of protection. So this guy's 1 shield left. This person's 4. Once you break the shield, and every shield is a impact that hits, not necessarily how much damage it does. So a lot of the melee attacks will
There's an instance of damage, yeah.
Yes. So melee attacks normally do 2. So you saw Sally does 2 punches. I keep forgetting his name. Jesus.
Frank?
Frank's knife does 2 slashes. So that'll be a way to wear down your shields. Once you break the shields, you can see the shield breaks for 2, and that means they're much more susceptible to damage at this point. So if I now go in and go, haha, boom, it'll do way more damage. And again, like 24 to 30 chance to hit with 1 hit, piercing damage. Like all of that shit is in here, right? And it's really good. We don't have his skills yet. So like this is obviously like the second bit of combat in the whole game, so it's still kind of teaching you stuff. But like the later combat is like, you're managing a lot of stats effects. You're managing enemies that have charge attacks, so like they'll still get into a charge pose and show where they're going to hit. So you need to prioritize guarding that person and doing all that kind of stuff. Hey, so we've got aim shot, focus, so it's got like marking, stuff like that. But we'll try and blind this person. Oh, but this is a charge attack, right? So it's going to take next turn. So we're just going to try and weaken them up a little bit. Like that kind of shit is actually...
See, that works.
Yeah,
it works
right.
there.
Yeah.
It's more of like the general, as an attack animation is not great, but as like a skill, I get it. I understand. But yeah.
It kind of plays into the stylization, I think, of what they're getting for here. And again, like once you've got... So the one thing you'll notice here is, again, skill trees. So like you have Frank and Sally both have 2 points. You can put into various things. Like a lot of them are improving skills you already have. So you got like ranks. Next rank will get damage.
Long gun.
Yeah, long guns.
It's a long gun.
Sally does handguns. Gavin does handguns. There's also skills that are like the point and click level skills as well. So like lock picking, which we'll get to in a second. Observe.
Okay.
So like his observe skill, for instance. Yeah. So the thing you'll notice as well, now that we're out of combat, their AP hasn't recharged, because what happens is you can select different characters and then go, well, searching this locker costs you 3 AP. And you're like, well, this is turn-based, right? Like, this bit is like, why would you ever need to do that? So I'm just going to do the thing you need to do just so we can move the video along. So this costs 3 AP. So why would that matter? Because instead what happens is, I'm just going to spend this AP actually before I do the next thing. So it'll be 3 AP, you'll get, oh hey, body armor, sweet.
And coke, apparently.
And yeah, so like, again, the inventory, and inventories are person specific, so you do kind of need to swap stuff around to people depending on how you use them. But you get like, gear, like you've got an armor slot, an ammo slot, an enhancement slot. So like, this will restore a few hit points and action points and give you the hyper effect, but drops you 0 to 5% composure. Yeah, that kind of stuff. Like, it's all there. Again, you can use skills in the world. So again, if I got Frank, he has his observe skill, which I don't actually have enough AP, but that basically highlights everything in the room that's interactable. Sure. Very useful stuff. Her skill can be used in combat and here, so I can patch up Gavin, for instance, and that will give him his HP back, stuff like that. But once you've run out of HP, or you can't really do much anymore, I'm just going to grab this first aid kit to use some more AP. So now you can't do anything useful, right? So then you do an end turn. And what an end turn will do, is it will increase this alert, right? So it'll do an enemy activity phase. And what will happen is there's an activity, have they not shown you yet? God, maybe they haven't introduced that fucking mechanic yet. But basically there's an alert level that sits underneath all of this. There it is. Sure. Right. Alert status. You see there's some segments on this thing that build up. So currently they're unaware. The higher this goes, the more chance you've got of random encounters, like literal like dudes showing up and just starting a fight. The the way you would in the JRPG, right? So what we're going to do is, hey, a surveillance terminal. We should do this. And we're going to do some hacking.
See,
Um,
this device.
so every character has their own like mini game based skill, and in the case of Frank, it's Mastermind. It's this thing that you've always done.
Oh,
so,
this.
so you do the tactic, right? Where you do okay, how many ones? 1-1. How many twos?
Oh, you've got fucking 11. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, you've got 11. And again, this upgrades this. The number of guesses you have depends on the skill of the hack, how skillful you are at hacking, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I've got enough here where I'm going to get it. Okay, so I've got a 1,
So 1,
a
a 2, and 2 5s.
1, 2, 5, 5. Okay, 1's in the right place, so let's try 2, 1. No, if only 1's in the right place.
1, 2, 5, 2. Oh, 1, 5, 2, 5.
Okay, 5. Oh. 1, 5, 2. Nope. 1, 5, 2, 5. Thank you. 2 in the right place. So what changed?
1, 5, 5, 2.
Yep. 1. Nope.
What?
I thought I was really good at this, but apparently I'm not.
Oh, the colours keep changing. I've got no idea what it means anymore if the colours keep changing.
The colours, don't ignore the colours. The colours are just because he's lost. So the other thing as well is because he's losing composure, it starts to affect stuff in the world as well. So like,
How is it not? It has to be either. It has to be 1525 or 1552. How is it not any of those? I don't understand.
Because I mean, this could
Oh,
be.
because triangle means it. Oh, okay. Wait.
It means
hang
it's
on.
correct, but in the wrong place.
Oh. No, invalid means it's correct in the wrong place, right?
Yeah, which is a triangle. Right?
Yeah, so the one there that's 1525 has 2 circles.
1525. Yeah. Okay. So it must be. So it must be 1552. No, that's that one.
We tried that.
Which means 1.
Are we fucking stupid? Like,
Maybe-
what's happening here?
So here's the thing. I thought I was pretty good at these puzzles, right? And then I started doing
You
this.
see,
and I
now it's
was
saying that 2's at the start when it's not.
well, I don't know because 5 is also not changed position. One of those 5s is also not changed position. So if I do that, so now
oh,
everything.
is it not?
Okay.
Is the thing in the side not telling you position? Because I was crazy.
No, that is
Oh,
literally
okay.
saying
It's
there are
just saying
2.
there are. Okay,
yeah.
sure.
Okay. So what have I not?
Oh, okay, right. I am stupid then. That's
Okay.
fine.
5, 1, 5, 2. No, 5, 1, 5, 2. No, because
No,
they
because
can't be
we've
right.
already tried 5
So
at
it
the
must
start.
be
Yeah.
2, 5. So it must be 2, 5, 1, 5. Yeah. 2, 5, 1, 5. Yeah, there we go. Okay.
There you
cool.
go, yeah.
I did get it. Yeah, sorry, I maybe should have made it clear. That's not position specifically.
I thought they were positional, and I was like, this doesn't make any sense.
No, I don't.
but
Yeah, you're
okay.
right. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, and then so again, even just doing stuff like searching and all this kind of stuff will use AP. So you have to kind of manage your AP right and actually use the right character for the right stuff. And
Because
use as much
otherwise,
as
then
possible.
you're gonna get, if you use it, burn it quickly, you're gonna get people on your
yeah,
butt.
exactly.
Yeah.
So we switch off the things. So we'll go up to the office and then we'll maybe just call it there because I've kind of don't want to show too much about this game. I also have no idea. Excuse me. How long this game actually is. I briefly saw. I didn't. I did this exactly the last time as well. I hacked the thing but didn't actually use it.
Oh, that's
Access computer. There we go.
a silly thing.
Security
Okay.
surveillance disable. Cool. Oh yeah, okay. So I'm like maybe I think I'm 3 hours in at this point. The point and click puzzle stuff is very kind of adventure gamey, but sometimes it can get a little bit obtuse about what exactly you have to do. Like you feel like you know what you have to do, but somehow it won't let you do it because you've just missed this one thing, and stuff like that. But it's but so I've referred to a walkthrough like a couple of times just to be like I'm obviously missing something really dumb here.
Yeah, sure.
And then eventually you get there. So we'll go up to the offices. Yeah.
The corporate world in its most horrifying.
Where is it, Gavin?
My office is the pathetic windowless
Accurate.
right next to the left.
What's that smell?
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah, some bad shit went down in this office, as you can see.
That's in Barry's office. I don't like this.
Lee, you having a laugh? 100k worth of dirt.
Yeah.
No. This was a mistake.
Hang in there.
Agreed. So as you can see, like as stuff happens in the world, they start to lose composure, right? So now,
Yeah, they find crazy shit and then lose their
so
composure.
now Gavin's lost enough composure to tick over into his first thing. So he enters the risk of running. I think it's wild card status. So some of this may happen. So basically, what happens? I mean, I don't think we'll get to a fight. Also, it starts changing. Like this starts happening where you're like, yeah, he's fucking panicking. This artwork
he's
starts
going
breaking
crazy,
in
yeah.
really interesting ways. So we'll just very quickly, just because, use fucking drugs. Use on
Just gonna trank him.
Gavin.
That's-
There we go. You get 20 composure back. He's fine.
Yeah.
It's totally fine. Yeah. So that has. Oh, and so yeah. So again, adventure game shit, right? So you need a code for this thing. Get some. Also, like, the idea that this is like country, like
Glasgow's Walmart revealed.
like, hey, here's
Okay.
here's who we're putting forward as, you know, the mutt from Glasgow. Very good. I'm trying to remember exactly where the code is for this thing. But again, like, you can do straight up computer access. You can work out passwords. There's at least like 2 or 3 different ways to get through.
Sure.
Like, you can hack your way through it. You can actually do some snooping and roughly work out, like, okay, so you get a password change notification from the head of IT that says, these are bad things to set as your password, which, hey, that might be real useful in a minute.
It's just gonna be all zeros, is that?
No, it's like, I'll not spoil it, but it's a pretty decent puzzle actually once you start looking around. Is it under the keyboard? I think it's under the keyboard. Yeah, there we go. Pick up the keyboard. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So that's Bill Walker's. There you go. He's just written his password under his thing. You can go, hey,
Fantastic.
cool. Stuff. So stuff like that. Yeah, I kind of leave it there because, again, I don't know how long this game is, right? It could be. I have absolutely no idea. I have at least completed chapter 1, which is like maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours of gameplay. The combat does get reasonably hard. Like, it's got pretty. It ramps up pretty quickly, actually, with like.
Yeah.
The stuff it makes you worry about, and like I've lost characters. It's got like the equivalent of Phoenix Downs and shit like that in it. Like, but I've had characters go down and have to manage that, and then that becomes a problem.
Is the Phoenix down more drugs? Is it?
It's a specific.
different drugs?
It's like an adrenaline injector.
Yeah, it's an epi. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Also, because I can't remember where the fucking code for this thing is. Is it on this thing? No. God. Anyway, I can't remember where the thing is, so I'll leave it there. But yeah, this is Sunday Gold. It's very good. I'm really enjoying what's here. It's such it's one of those games where it's like, it's so. You try to describe this game to someone, I was like, oh yeah, it's a point and click adventure
It's a lot
and a
of
JRPG.
things. Yeah.
And you're like,
It seems
this-
like a lot of
what
things.
the fuck are you actually talking about?
I guess the strength of it really is if it carries it, right? Like,
Yeah.
because if it's trying to do too much and then fucks it up, it probably doesn't
So it's
work
really
as
not
well.
like, I like the way the story goes. I like the writing and performance a lot. The combat is like just interesting. Or no, I mean, I like the combat, but it's not like so complicated or so simple that you're just like, it just becomes an annoyance. Like, it does have it's got
Sure,
enough
yeah.
things to make you worry about it. Yeah, it's cool. So yeah, Sunday Gold. It's out on Steam right now. I think it was 16 quid last time I checked. I think it might be 17 now. I can't quite remember. There's something here. I am really excited to finish it and see where it goes, because I'm really enjoying where it is. And also just because I feel like this is a thing we have to do now. Works really well on the Steam Deck. It has no gamepad support, but the mouse stuff in here works really well. Yeah, that's Sunday Gold. Thanks, Cal.
Thanks, Ian.